Man, it's your big brother K-Rino. I want to tell y'all something real quick. Just because you start somewhere does not mean that that's the place that you will eventually end up. And I'm not talking about a race. I'm not talking about a situation where you are intentionally trying to progress and move from the spot that you're at in life or position or whatever. I ain't talking about that. I mean, uh, with certain, like a job, careers, certain people, situations. You may start there, and those beginnings was great. They were great for you in the beginning. They were a comfortable, happy place for you. But as time goes on, you may start to grow and evolve out of that space to where that space is no longer big enough. It no longer satisfies you intellectually. It may no longer provide you the financial stability that you need at this point in your life. And uh, you have to understand that sometimes where you start serves as a training ground to where you are eventually supposed to end up. It serves as a teaching tool. It gets you ready for the next step. It, in fact, is actually a step. And if you can picture a flight of stairs, a stairwell, well, a flight of stairs, and you're not just going to step up to the first step and then just stay there. You know, you're going to look up and realize that you have more steps to climb to get to that top. So um, you may have your first car, and a lot of people that get their first car, you may have, some of you get your first car at 17, depending on how your family was set up. Some people had to work a little harder. They may not have gotten their first car till they was 23, 24, 25, whatever. But if you are now 35, 40, 45, 50, it's a good chance you don't have that same car anymore. You move beyond that car. You start to reach a point where you're like, hey man, I need a better vehicle. And we do the same with people. We do the same in relationships. Yeah, hey man, that was my first love, man. It's my first love. Some people remain with their first love, but those are rare occasions. For the most part, nah, you're not with that person anymore for whatever reason. But sometimes it's just a matter of growing apart. It's a matter of realizing that um, he or she doesn't want the same things that I want. And then not meaning that they don't want good for themselves, is that like we just going in two different directions. I'm trying to get it this way, you trying to get it that way. That's okay, because if we are wise enough to take any type of knowledge out of every situation that we in, even a situation that didn't turn out the way we may have hoped or thought it would turn out, it's gonna always make you better when you reach that next step. Now we're not learning, then hey, okay, well you might go to different spaces, places, and people, but you will actually still be on the same level because you not click and say, oh, okay, yeah, I know what I did wrong that time. Everything you do should be based around having it in your mind that I'm growing, I'm building. It's a process of evolution, in the right direction. So um, if you have to move on from something, if you have to go to a different situation, um, you may feel down about it because you may have love for the situation you're in. You may have been comfortable in the situation you're in, but don't let it break you to the point where you don't realize that there could be a big picture involved. Like, hey man, you know what? That was a moment in my life. I had to move on. I had to go. It's like being in school, man. Hey man, you finished the second grade. You can't come back to the second grade. Yes, you fail, but if you pass the second grade, you got to go to the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eight, all the way up. You know, and some people say, I mean, I want to go to college. You know, it just, you can love the previous space, but we don't always stay there. And sometimes we don't want to leave. Sometimes we don't want to go to the next spot, even if it's something that's good for us. We scared to go. We scared to take the jump. And it takes people on the outside of us sometimes to say, nah, man, bro, you bigger than this. You need to get off this little level here, man. You done mastered this already. It's time to move up. It's time to go to the next plateau. And we like, nah, man, I'm good where I'm at. It's like, nah, you shortchanging yourself, and you shortchanging, you putting a ceiling on your possibilities when you think like that. You know, the unknown can be intimidating. You know, it can be scary when you getting ready to go into the unknown. Just like a new job, just like a new relationship. You like, and even if you came off the last one and it was kind of, you know, messed up, now you have a paranoia. You ain't too anxious to jump into a new one, and if the new one is a better one, you might trick it off because you're scared to improve. You're scared to take that shot. But we got to get out of that and just have this embrace change, man. Because change, a lot of times, y'all, change comes whether you like it or not, whether we ready for it or not. It comes. You know, that's the only thing. I said that in the song. The only thing that's constant in this life is change. It's gonna happen. You are changing. Your physical structure is changing. Your mind is changing. The atmosphere, the world, the grass. I ain't gonna get all that. But y'all know what I'm talking about, man. This your big brother K-Rino. Y'all leave a comment down below. And go check out the Underground Dialogue podcast. We got 2 fresh episodes up for y'all right now, man. Who doing that? We doubling up for y'all, man. And one in the pipeline. So y'all go check out the Underground Dialogue podcast right here on YouTube. And I'll see y'all real soon.